of the best laptops that I would buy right now in 2024 for Black Friday. We're going to be answering questions, going through what's a deal, what's not a deal. Remember that if you want to check out these deals and you want to support the channel, you can head down in the description below. This description will be in the description below, and I'll add laptops to it once we're finished with the live stream and I get some feedback on what people are looking for. If we find some more deals, those will be listed below as well. If you use those links, I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. But of course, that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. We're pushing through in this holiday season. I've got sick children and busy Black Friday craziness, and my wife is cooking Thanksgiving, and there's just so much going on. She's a champion. Whatever you're doing in the season, keep being a champion and doing the best you can to keep your head up, be helpful to those around you. I'm trying to get these streams done so I can get out of here and go help my wife with all of our crazy children. So I hope you find these valuable, because I am wanting to bring you guys the best deals I can find. All right. First and foremost, let's have a conversation about how to find the right deal. Now, we're looking here at Lenovo's website. Now, everybody's going to say Black Friday deals, Yahoo, Yahoo. But who actually has the real Black Friday deals? This is the ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 12. This has Intel's latest Intel Core Ultra 5. We've got 16 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. It's a ThinkPad. ThinkPads come with a premium price. I would not be stoked about this in regards to the 256 of storage and the 16 gigs of RAM. I would want more RAM and more storage personally. However, I wanted to do some contrasting to, say, Best Buy. We have the X1 Carbon Gen 11 14-inch model at $1,599. 16 gigs of RAM, more storage. With last year's i7 processor. So let's go over here and let's build this out and get it to the specification that I would be interested in. The processor's fine. I'm going to leave the processor alone. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to upgrade to 32 gigs of RAM, and I'm going to give myself a 1 terabyte SSD. $1,495 for the latest generation chipset from Intel, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 512 SSD. Puts me in below Best Buy's price. So in my opinion, this would be a pretty good option to make a purchase. It's not the best sale I've seen, but this is the power of taking the time to compare prices, to make sure that you're getting the right deal. And that's kind of the context I want to start out this video with. Hey, do your due diligence. I'm not sure if you knew this, but these shops, these online shops like Best Buy and Walmart, Amazon, Lenovo, they run algorithms. So constantly the deals are changing and shifting. So I'm going to post this video. I'm going to say, hey, this is on sale. You're going to go in the description below. You're going to click that link because you love the channel and you want to support it, of course. And then you're going to be like, Ben, that laptop's not even on sale, you goon. And I'll be like, well, it was on sale when I clicked on it, honky. So, you know, what do we got to do? And so it's like, we can name call all we want, but what happens is the brands are constantly changing and flowing the deals, which is actually a good thing, because if you go down, click the link below, it's not on sale. It might be on sale tomorrow. And so my point is, do your due diligence, be prepared, know what you need to buy, and then strike while the iron's hot, get that deal you need. All right, let's dive into some of my favorite deals here in 2024. And first and foremost, kicking things off, we're going to look at a nice budget-friendly Lenovo Legion Yoga 7 2-in-1 16-inch model. This is a 2K display, touchscreen, Ryzen 7 8840HS, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD. This is a great laptop for somebody who's, say, an entry-level designer or photographer who doesn't quite need that color accurate display. Let's say you're not fully into your professional career, but you need some good performance. You need a good amount of RAM. We have 16 gigs of RAM, some good storage, and you're trying to get in without breaking the bank. This is a great laptop. It's going to serve you well. Now, if we want to go ahead and maybe save a little bit of money on top of that, you can, instead of going for Ryzen, you can grab the Intel version of this device and save an extra $50. And to me, that would be worth it. I would go and save that extra $50 because let's say you want to go ahead and get a Lenovo pen with that purchase, because it's most likely not going to come with a pen. Well, first of all, you don't want to get the Chromebook version. You want to come down here to, oh, they're all sold out. Okay, now we've got myself in trouble here. Okay, didn't prepare that well enough in the video, but no worries. We're going to keep rolling here. Lenovo Pen on Lenovo's website. And you want to get a Lenovo pen. Well, that extra 50 bucks could get you the Lenovo pen you need. And so you come over here, you click on the Lenovo Digital Pen. This is on sale for 36 bucks. And then you can go ahead and get that pen for the same price as getting just the laptop with Ryzen. So that's kind of how I want to help you think through this. Like, how do you get everything you need for your Black Friday shopping experience? All right, the next thing I want to look at is the Lenovo Lock. This comes with the RTX 4060, and what I want to think about when I'm looking at this laptop is somebody who's getting into 4K, even some light 6K video editing, maybe does some 3D modeling, does some graphics-intensive work in After Effects, somebody who needs a nice dedicated GPU, good amount of RAM, entry level, but still might be aiming their sights towards a nice upgrade path in the future, say 32 or 64 gigs of RAM. This laptop would allow you to do that. Start off on a great deal and upgrade eventually. It has a solid processor for pretty reasonable battery lives. The Lenovo Lock is a great buy, and at $700 at an RTX 4060, you can't beat that. So really, really good. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to answer a question from here from Eddie, and then I'm going to keep going through the laptops I would buy from Lenovo. Just missed the Asus deals. I've got a bunch of videos, live streams I've done today, so keep an eye on the channel if you want to catch other ones with other details. They're all about 35 to 40 minutes long. Just missed the Asus deals. I'm in the market for a new laptop for architecture. I settled on the Asus ProArt P16. I'm not it's not on sale anymore. Any chance it would drop below that $200 off that it was at yesterday? I know, Eddie, and this is what I was just talking about earlier in the video. The algorithms are constantly shifting and changing. There is a high possibility that it will go on sale. Will it drop lower than 200? I don't know. That's things that the brands don't even share with us. Like, I have a really good relationship with Best Buy, and I talk with them about, different product drops and what they're doing, but they never share when the sales are going to come, because it is truly an algorithm thing. It's crazy how they spin out. A lot of these, a lot of the admins within Best Buy don't even know when the exact sale is happening. They have like a general range. So like they know that during Black Friday, the P16, I'm not saying this, they said this, but they may, if this is true, the P16 is going to go on sale during Black Friday, but they don't even know like what day, what time, because it's constantly shifting and evolving. They're a for-profit company, so they want to make that profit. And so we have to be kind of prepared to snag that deal at the right time. So you want the P16. I would check, once or twice a day, maybe in the morning and the evening, find that deal, pull the trigger, and get that one that you're looking for. I would wait to see if the deal happens, because it's going to happen at some point, I think. But yeah, that's my thought, Eddie. I hope that's helpful. All right, the next thing we're going to dive into here is one of my highest recommendations for 2024, and that's the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i, 32 gigs of RAM, the i9 14900HX, an RTX 4070, and 2 terabytes of SSD. This is an incredible opportunity to get tons of storage, tons of RAM, that's upgradable, and an RTX 4070 for at $1,500. Now, I have some people who want to save a little bit more than that. And so I would recommend, if you want to save a little bit more than that you look into the Lenovo Legion Slim 5. This has 16 gigs of RAM. It has an RTX 4070 and 1 terabyte of SSD. However, the great thing about this laptop is that you'll be able to upgrade the RAM or the storage at a later date. So you can get it at a slightly better price point of about $150. You still have the RTX 4070 because you can't ever upgrade a GPU. That's just in there forever. But you got a little better price point if you're balling on a bit more of a budget of that $150. I hope that helps you out. Okay, the next thing we're looking at is the Ideapad. This is a really nice budget-friendly option. Take a sip of coffee here. The Ryzen 7 5700U is a solid processor. That came out a handful of years ago, and it's a really nice sweet spot for a designer or artist or a photographer who wants good performance. For this model specifically, you're not going to get a great color accurate display. It's most likely going to be like 65 sRGB, something low. But if you're on a budget, it's a great opportunity. The RAM is great for multitasking. You're not going to have so much bottlenecking as you would at, 8 or 4 gigs of RAM. And then 512 SSD is great. And all this for $419. So it's a fantastic entry-level laptop. I highly recommend you check it out. Now, the next thing I want to take a look at here is a comment from Andrea. I bought a Lenovo Yoga 7 and was so upset about it. I had to return it. No longer trust Lenovo. Any opinions on the one I bought? It was the Yoga Pro 7i RTX 4050. And my real question to you, Andreas, let me know what you were disappointed about. And I'd love to provide some context there. That's I love this feedback, kind of this live conversation. Provide a little more context on what you were disappointed about, because that will be super helpful for anybody watching this stream looking to buy a laptop during Black Friday in 2024. Okay, need something. Obito said need something for around $500 with a touchscreen and a centered trackpad. Amen for that centered trackpad. Around $500. Touchscreen, centered trackpad. I'm going to shift you over to the ZenBook S14. This is going to be my recommendation right here. Now, my big concern with this laptop, though it has an incredible OLED display, which can be super color accurate, it has Intel Core Ultra 5, which is a solid chipset, but it has 8 gigs of RAM. And so $500, screen, touch screen, what you need. I would double check if it's pen compatible. I don't want to make that assumption, but double check if this is pen compatible. But $300 off, $500 laptop. If you're not a big multitasker, this could be a good buy. If you are, unfortunately, I would lean you towards purchasing the 16 gig model. Sorry about all the noise on that device there. The 16 gig model is $700. So it's $200 more, but it gets all those sweet spots that you're looking for. Now, there's a lot of other devices that are also really good that I could dive into. Let's look at the Samsung Galaxy Book. I think it's just the straight Galaxy Book 4. This could be a really good one as well. I don't know if the Galaxy Book 4 is straight as a touchscreen, though. That's my only concern. But you would have Galaxy Book 4. This is the one I was thinking of, but I don't know. Now that I think about it, I don't know if it has a centered trackpad or not. Let's see real quick. No, doesn't have a center trackpad. Sorry. Yeah, so that ZenBook would be one of my top recommendations, or even like a VivoBook 14. This could be a great one as well. I've noticed that Asus has their stuff a little bit better sale comparatively when looking at Black Friday, as far as their more budget-friendly models that you're going to find more sales. So I'd look into an Asus VivoBook, try and find one with 16 gigs of RAM and a touchscreen. That would be a great buy as well. All right, before we get off of Lenovo, I'm trying to keep these videos more siloed into the specific topic. Let me keep moving through here, and then I'll jump back into some more comments. Here's an area where the laptop was on sale, and then all of a sudden now it's not. This yesterday was on sale, okay? I think it was like maybe $1,200, $1,300. And then I come back today, and I'm like ready to do the video. I kind of had my research together, did some final touches, and I was like, oh crap, it's off sale. So that's where I'm talking about the algorithm is going to go on sale, off sale, on sale, off sale over the next couple of days, whether you're on Walmart or Best Buy or Amazon. They're constantly fluctuating the prices, and it's just a part of the game in the business today. Now, if you want to check the live pricing, you can head down in the description below and click the links. This same description will be below. If you use those, I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. Okay, this is a great buy. The reason this is such a good buy is because the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i has a maximum graphics power of 100 watts. So if you have the RTX 4050 and you are comparing it to say something like the Dell XPS 16 with an RTX 4070, but the Dell XPS 16 RTX 4070 has a maximum graphics power of like 70 watts. And then Lori from TechNotice, buddy of mine, awesome channel, he did a GPU wattage test, and it only showed 55 watts flowing to the GPU. So that means the maximum amount of power that the system is sending to the GPU is only around 55 watts. Compared to the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i, they certify it at around 100 watts. I'm guessing there's a bit of a lag, so it's going to be anywhere from like 90 to 100 watts. But that's going to get way more performance out of the device than something that could be way more at a price point. And so this is at $1,299 compared to say something like a Dell XPS 16 at like $2,500 to $3,000. And so this is a fantastic buy, great bang for buck. The 4050 is on sale. The 4060 is not currently on sale, so just keep that in mind. Okay, Next, I am going to be diving into a few more comments here. David Davidson, currently have a MacBook Pro M2, but need to switch to a Windows laptop for school. Which Windows PC would you recommend from Lenovo? If you're looking to still have great performance and kind of that more premium vibe, this laptop I'm sitting on right now is a great pick. However, if you want to have more performance, because this one will not be as a higher performer, actually, an M2 would probably perform about the same as an M2. But this is touchscreen. It has 32 gigs of RAM, really nice. But one of the big ones that I'm recommending this year is the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i. Going to have tons of performance, going to be around $1,500. So whether you want tons of performance or you want to have that same kind of feel, premium feel and experience as a MacBook Pro, those are kind of your two options. I'd go either Lenovo Legion Pro 5i or I would go Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i. That'd be my recommendation to you, David. Okay, what's your thoughts on a 2020 MacBook Air M1 as a budget? Oh yeah, 2020 MacBook. Maybe not the MacBook Air. I saw, because they don't have a fan, they really throttle. But I would totally recommend a MacBook Pro M1 all day. It depends on the level of content creation you're doing. If it's like a lot of content creation, where you're talking about like tons of multitasking, you're considering video editing and stuff like that, the Airs are really good for streaming video, working as a student or a business owner, checking emails, stuff like that. The Airs just didn't, the original Airs, I now have an M2 Air, which I love. So I would say if you would have the budget to get an M2 Air 13-inch with 16 gigs of RAM, that would be amazing. But I'd have to know your budget, Blake, for that would be really helpful. Okay, Andrea, it was slow. I couldn't even edit video. It literally lagged for hours. Okay, so I think the biggest challenge that you probably faced with that device, the Lenovo Yoga Pro 7, was probably, my phone is going off, is probably the GPU and the RAM. Because that processor is plenty performance. So if you're depending on the type of footage you're editing, 32 gigs of RAM is helpful, and RTX 4060 is really where I often recommend people to get started as far as editing. RTX 4070 is the sweet spot. And so I think it's just when you're getting into Lenovo, I would look at an RTX 4060 and I would try to get to 32 gigs of RAM. You know, what's funny about that one you're saying there is one of my favorite laptops to recommend, Andrea, is the Lenovo Legion Slim 5 14-inch model. It comes with an RTX 4060 and 16 gigs of RAM. And that thing is a powerhouse. But for whatever reason, the one that you had, the Yoga series, as they're trying to make them performance savvy, but still budget friendly, sometimes they just miss the boat. And I'm glad you returned it and are looking for something else. But in the 14-inch form factor, I don't know what your budget is, but like the PX13 from Lenovo with the RTX 4050 or 4060 is really solid. And so if you can get one of those, that'd be a good opportunity. Black Friday seems really bad this year compared to 2020 to 2023. I think you can find good deals, but there's not as many. I think that's what I was noticing too. For instance, let's go here to do Asus ROG Zephyrus G14. I have not seen a single G14 on sale this year. And the G14s last year were like all on sale. So I agree. There's definitely less sales, but not. So somebody just asked, actually, the next comment is, do you think Zephyrus would get better sales over the next few days for Black Friday? I don't know. Time will tell. I'm going to keep an eye on things. I kind of feel like they're not going to, just because they haven't really been on sale in general, but they could be. And that's what I was saying earlier. The algorithm for sales is really aggressive this year. I've noticed things be on sale and then off sale within the same day. And so you're really going to have to kind of just keep your eye on the pulse. Maybe keep the Zephyrus G14 model that you want, or maybe the 3 that you're considering, and just refresh them like maybe in the morning, maybe around lunchtime, and then maybe around dinner time, and just be like, oh, is it on sale? And then that way you can grab that maybe $200 or $300 off or $150 off. You know, anything helps. You know, even just getting a discount to cover the tax is helpful. So I really don't know. So far, we haven't seen a lot of good sales for Asus stuff this year. Okay, the next thing I want to take a look at here is the RAM upgradable for the Yoga? No, the RAM is not upgradable for the Yoga. Anything that's like a slim laptop moving forward, any slim form factors are not going to be upgradable. So if you're at 16, that's where you're going to be. If you're at 8, that's where you're going to be. So great question, Abito. That is not upgradable. The Asus TUF 2024, 4070, 16 gigs RAM, $1,300 worth it. Thinking about adding RAM later. Okay, interesting. You said $1,300. I'm wondering what country you're in, because this is the deal that I'm finding currently from Best Buy. So we have the Asus TUF A16, and it's $699 for the RX 77. But then let's see if we can get the RTX 4070. Because this is like, there it is. Yeah, so here's the RTX 4070 version, and it's actually even better sale than that. However, I think what you're looking at is the QHD, and I don't think that this is a QHD model. Yeah, this is the non-QHD. So that's an awesome buy. Poli, I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. That's an awesome buy, so consider that. But if you're looking for that QHD screen, that would be it. What about a build quality on a budget gaming laptop, for example, MSI, Awful Materials, Acer, Asus, HP? Yeah, so it depends on what your budget is, Geomant. If I was on a budget of under $1,500, I would be going for this. It's going to have some good build materials. It's going to be a good, decent price point. But again, I don't know what budget is for you. So keep that in mind. I kind of struggle sometimes when people say budget, because budget for somebody could be like $3,000. Unfortunately, build quality is generally bad for budget gaming laptops. Yeah, especially if you're talking like sub $1,000. Yeah, it's just not good. If you get above $1,000, you can get some better quality. Does the 9i have the mini LED display? One of them does. Ooh, that's something you should definitely be aware of. So I have Davidson asking about the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the more expensive version that has the mini LED. And you just have to dig it. There we go. So 4K. See, that's annoying. It's hard to. So that was the 4050. Yes. So I'm pretty sure it's only the 4060 version that has the mini LED. So just keep that in mind, David. Okay, I like the aspect ratio for gaming. I needed something for gaming and got the Lock. Awesome pick. Great pick on the Lenovo Legion Lock. What can you recommend for 3D rendering with 3060? What can you recommend for 3D rendering with 64 gigs of RAM? I would recommend the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i, and I would upgrade it to 64 gigs of RAM. Or you could go ahead and get like the Legion Pro 7i with an RTX 4080 and then upgrade that. So that would be kind of my best recommendation. I need a 14-inch portable laptop. Which one to get? I need a budget, and I need to know your use case. Raonic. Okay. Love the channel. 4K edit. Regular edit 4K footage. Pretty intense graphics and editing. I am torn between Legion Slim 5 and the Ryzen 7 and the Legion Slim 5i with i7 i9. So, so Intel QuickSync is going to be, if you're a Premiere Pro editor, Intel QuickSync will change, will just dominate. So if I were you, and I don't know your budget, but I would go for something with Intel QuickSync. That would be my recommendation. So I would do the i9 for Intel QuickSync with an RTX 4060 or 4070, and this is for Nisbet, and that would be my recommendation. Out of the Legion Slim 5, Jeffers G16, which would be a better deal? I'm looking at the GPU, and the G16 seems to have that more powerful GPU, which you can't replace the GPU. And on these 23 models, you should be able to upgrade the RAM and the storage. So that's way less of a concern. So I think I would go for the RTX 4070. Okay, I don't know if you've already covered this, but is there a chance that the ROG G16 will get a bigger discount? No idea. What I would do, I'd recommend keeping it pulled up on your computer or on your phone, refreshing it once or twice, 3 times a day, and just watching those to see if they get better deals because the algorithm is constantly trying to shuffle the deals to see how to get sales. That's just what they're doing now these days. And remember that if you're watching it and you're catching this during the replay, links are in the description below. Check the live pricing, make a purchase. You'll give me a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. If I've helped you out today, super grateful when y'all use those links. Okay, the next thing I'm going to be taking a look at is going to be this is one of the newer laptops from Lenovo. This is the Yoga Slim 7i. Comes with a 3K touchscreen display, Intel Core Ultra 7, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD. So really the big value proposition here is that you're going to get the 3K touchscreen display on a thin form factor laptop. That's a big opportunity there. And 1 terabyte. I wouldn't say that this is the best bang for buck, but if you're looking for this laptop and you've had an eye on this laptop, it is on sale right now. Okay. Let's see here what we got. What's the processors better for DaVinci? Processors that are better for DaVinci are going to be Apple. Apple's very optimized for DaVinci. You're going to get good export times. And that's really what you want to be looking at. Which one do you choose? Budget, not an issue. Legion 5i, 5i Pro, both have the same specs, just price difference. I mean, gosh. No, the 5i Pro doesn't have plastic bottom. They both have plastic bottom covers. That's the problem with the naming SKU from Legion. They're both going to be almost the same. So I would not make a recommendation because I can't think off the top of my head what the big differences are. How many decide between the Lenovo Yoga 7i and the Asus ZenBook S16? I'm an undergrad student studying computer science, and I love to code and do casual gaming. Also, the 32 gigs of RAM. I personally, between those two, I like the S16. It's very powerful. It's a really good laptop. I've not released my review on the S16 OLED, but it is very good. What's the best slim laptop for Lenovo? Looking for something with some GPU power to run STEM software for some creative software. The best thin laptop from Lenovo with a dedicated GPU is going to be this one on the screen right now, the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i, in my opinion. Build quality, decent price point, really nice 3K mini LED display, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD. That would be my pick. Came across the Yoga 9i, 14-inch OLED, i7, Best Buy for $388. Yeah, Orbido, that's a great deal. That looks like a great buy for sure. Is there anything I can get for under $200 that's not completely trash? That I need a decent Chromebook for. Chromebooks you're going to be able to find under $300. I'm not a Chromebook expert, so unfortunately, I cannot make a recommendation on Chromebooks. It'd be like me recommending the best water ballet equipment. It would be an atrocious guess. And so I am not going to make a recommendation out of respect for you. I'm not going to pretend I know. Chromebooks are not my cup of tea. So I'm sorry. I hate to disappoint you. Thank you for coming on the live stream. Okay, I'm going to go because we're at about probably the 40-minute mark. Oh, no, we're at the 30-minute mark, but I'm going to go and I'm going to come back. I'm going to do another live stream talking about Apple MacBook Pro, my recommendation and buyer's guide to that. And that will be what I'm coming back here soon. Last few questions here before I go. I heard Ultra 9 isn't great. Isn't great is a very subjective term. I think it's as powerful as anything we've seen so far. It's pretty efficient. And so I don't know what you're considering as isn't great. So AC, I totally understand the concern with the Intel Core Ultra 9. It is the first year they released it, but I'm not sure what you're coming across there. Asus S14 OLED, AMD Ryzen. Just Josh said it doesn't have great build. Also, why didn't you review it? I didn't review it because I didn't get one. And I can only get and review so many things. There's only so much time in a day. So I'd love to review one, but I just haven't had the chance. Would you buy the Lenovo Yoga Pro 7 with Intel Ultra and RTX 4060 selling cheap in Europe? I don't have any experience with them. That's the thing is like Yoga Pro 7s don't really sell in the States. And so I don't get a chance to review them. So I can't say I would recommend it. What do I lose if I go for the Yoga Pro 9i 4050 instead of the 4060? Go watch my review. Because I can't think off the top of my head, Storm. Go watch my review of the problem with creator laptops. I think that's the review I do it, and I show you the 4050 and 4060, or I show you the 5 reasons you should, or I have another video that says the 5 reasons you should buy the Lenovo Legion Pro 9i. And I show you both benchmarks of both laptops, and that'll show you exactly what you're losing or winning. Are the reported issues with 13th and 14th gen processors a concern for laptops? I've not seen a big concern in the laptops I've reviewed. I've seen more concerns with people on the desktop side of things. I think 16 gigs of RAM will be enough for modern games in like 4 years. I don't personally do gaming, so I cannot answer that question. I apologize. Opinion on Samsung Edge 4. Please tell me which one is best. I don't love Snapdragon because I'm a creator and we don't have a lot of apps for Snapdragon, yes. Best Legion under $1,200. The best Legion under $1,200, unfortunately, is a pre-owned laptop. Lenovo Legion Slim 5 14.5. This is my favorite Legion laptop under $1,400. But they don't really, you can't really find them new anymore. But this is my top pick for a Legion laptop under $1,400. All right, I am signing off. You guys have been awesome. I'll be back for the MacBook lineup, best MacBooks, and my recommendations, buyer's guide, what to buy, what not to buy. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget links in the description below. If you've enjoyed this content, click those links, make a purchase. You guys are incredible. Helps keep my channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. I will see you all on the next one.